Hello, this is HighZealot here and welcome to E-6, also known as Hell. Enjoy your stay. So E-6 is the final map of the Midway event, the summer 2014 event. And as you can see, Kantai is pretty much, everybody's go-to girl for this map. Cut in equipment, while everybody else has, big guns. Free standard carriers is not the best composition you can go for. It's probably, I wouldn't say it's like horrible, but it's not the best. I mean, free carriers, they're more tankier than light carriers, but with light carriers, they have the advantage of if you have two light carriers, you're guaranteed to go to the north route, while with free carriers, it guarantees the submarine route, but then from there it's like 50-50% chance. And it also feels like, it always feels like the more armor they have, the better crit magnet they are. I mean, Nagato, she has one of the most armor, most HP, yet she often gets one-shotted compared to some lately armored heavy torpedo cruisers who managed to survive one hit and then dodge another hit from what one-shot a Nagato or Taiho, which is pretty amazing. But for the most part, this is a stand. But with free stand carriers, you also have the advantage of having all your carriers being equipped with attack and like a single bomber, fighters, and then scouts for line of sight. But there is also the problem that you're not gonna. There's no point trying to get air superiority on the northern pre-boss node, but you can also prevent them from giving the enemy air superiority, which is generally what you would want. Though it's possible to do it with light carriers as well. And standard carriers also have the advantage of being more powerhouse than light carriers, and also there is also the fact that I don't really have any light carriers available at the moment. I do have like some, pretty much barely enough light carriers, which I didn't want to use because I felt like they were just gonna eat a crit. Submarine node is for the most part unthreatening, like not a threat at all. Despite using the same formations as other sub nodes in previous maps, they seem to never hit their targets, even Echelon, while other maps had the same thing, and even less subs. And yeah, 6 subs means it's a line abreast, 5 subs is Echelon. Both usually misses a lot. Both are not a threat usually. Kantai is usually in the flagship position because it means if you do make it to the boss, should probably be in perfect condition, while otherwise she could potentially be put into red and not actually be able to fire her torpedoes in the night, which is probably when she's most powerful. Of course, there's the disadvantage of since she's the first to target, there's also more possible targets for her to hit, i.e. more likely for her to not hit the boss. Also, as flagship, she's gonna be pretty much guaranteed MVP on this node, so you pretty much never have to re-sparkle her again. Let me just remove this. There we go. So yeah, from here it's random. This time we go to the south node, or the middle route, which is a single night battle. Which I originally chose the free carrier route because I was thinking if the northern route sucks and double night battle sucks, then surely one night battle must be superior to both. Unfortunately, that proved to not be the case. But hey, at least for once it's not the southern route which is superior. This time, the true north strong and free is the superior route. And you see Kantai when she cuts in, she does a butt ton of damage. Usually I have my CLTs on double attack, set up, but you can't always have them on double attack. And also with free carriers, also have the disadvantage of also as you can see, this video is about 50 minutes long, less than 50 minutes. Let me guess how long this was with the footage uncut, as in how I've done right now. Because, you know, unedited, raw footage, combined, over 4 hours. I cut out over 3 hours of footage. So the pre-boss node contains Yorktan. Yeah, she's back. She never sinks. She never dies. The legend never dies. It's also a tough node as well, because, I mean, in theory, okay, in practicality, it's also better than. Also, yes, air superiority. That time, you know, chance of that ever happening again is fairly slim. Because, you know, events that world class, you know, for the most part, she usually carries the same event aircraft with the balls and 50 damage. So yeah, you know, Yorktan is one of the biggest threats of this node. World class is also a big threat. Both can, you know, potentially crit anyone. Yorktan is more likely to one-shot anybody. Woe can, you know, finish them off if they're in orange. And this time, yeah, Nagato is you know, I was saving her this entire time. She's level 98, saving this for E-6, becomes a crit magnet. But we're back again, starting number 3. Because at least we got the Woe, but this time Kaga's crit magnet. I swear, the more armor they have, the more damage they take. Which is, you know that's not how math works. Night battle again. Hoping this goes well. And not a single of my night equipment even activates. No flares, nothing. Also attacks the bottom one. Okay, you know, we've seen this night battle again. Second time out of 4 sorties. Not that bad. Things are going alright. Kaga gets double attack, which is worrisome because she's already yellow, but thankfully she only takes scratch damage. You just scratch her to orange, which is a minor problem if we make it to boss, because, you know, otherwise if she's orange she can't attack. If it was Taiho who was put in orange, well, at least she can still attack. And yeah, you know, cut in scratch damage. It's happens fairly often, to be honest. At least for them. Cut-ins, you know, I generally don't like the cut-in setups because, you know, they have less chance of happening, and, you know, they might not do damage you want, while double attack is, you know, almost guaranteed and they can still do lots of damage. I mean, even Nagato, you know, battleships are usually regarded as not that good for night battles, but, you know, battleships, you know, even Yamato is, you know, has enough firepower to, you know, do stuff in night battle. But even Nagato with a double attack can potentially, you know, at least crit 1/2, which is, you know, usually enough to sink a pointless, you know, just a creep basically, which means 1 less attack from them. Because the biggest thing about that night battle node is it's pretty much a flip of a coin. You want, you know, the battleship double attack can either be harmless or, you know, just send you back. Cut-ins can either be harmless or send you back, and, you know, if you can, there's one, I think there's one fleet sub that brings a sub, which, you know, is, you know, good for the night battle because it means, you know, well, you only have to worry about heavy cruiser and the battleship, and you might as well, you know, equip yourself with a repair team because, you know, that deals with that, and, you know, Nami one-shots the Woe, pretty expected. You know, here in this boss node, you know, we want them to attack our carriers because they're already orange and, you know, they can't attack. Taiho can be an orange, but she'll still be fine. Doing what we can. Destroyers, you know, they're more of a threat in night battle. They're more of a threat as in they're another target, you know, to potentially, you know, get hit instead of the boss. As you saw there, you know, they you know, flagship protection activates, you know, they try to protect the boss. But now, you know, only the boss left. Things appear to be going well. That torpedo only did 4 damage, unfortunately, but, you know, that's how night battle is, you know, where torpedo cruisers shine best. And people said the age of torpedo cruisers were dead when their artillery spotting mechanic was added. But no, this boss who never dies, who always returns, even almost after a year when she first appeared. No cut-in, unfortunately. A cut-in from, you know, Katami with, you know, can do anywhere from 200 damage to 500 damage against the boss. Yamato finishes off the boss. That's good. We got 1 sync, which is always a good thing. You know, you need 10 clean kills. When you pretty much you need 9 kills to actually get to the final phase. The final kill, well, that's gonna be that's hard. That's a hard to do with an HQ level of 100 plus. Even less than 100, there's still a chance to get Shroud. See Battleship one shots and have a double attack. And then this happens as well. But once we made it to the boss again this time, with our free carrier fleet. At first, you know, day 13, the first day of doing E6, it felt like the night node was better than the north node, because you know, statistically from 7 sorties, which is a tiny sample size by the way, it's shown, you know, its middle node has higher chance of breaking the boss. But the sample size of 7 it's very tiny. Boss itself does not have that much air power, so you know it's easy to get air superiority here, and you want air superiority here. Having the chance to double attack during the day is, you know, big deal. Even though Nagato just one shot the battleship couldn't have a double attack anyways, because you know that's not always gonna happen. It also prevents them from doing any sort of cut-ins or double attacks, and doesn't have any benefit for carriers as far as we've seen though, unfortunately. Kagi's already orange though, so she's not gonna do anything though. We do have our other 2 carriers who are doing work. Kaga manages to not get hit there. Woe is disabled and then sunk, so no problem there. And then our 2 carriers that can, you know, just, you know, start shelling the boss with scratch damage. You know, could do anywhere from, you know, 33 damage, not that bad. It adds up. Any scratch damage adds up. So, you know, I mean, depending on what fleet you want, if you don't have that much resources for E6, you might want to just go with like low resource consumption sort of fleet. And wait a second. So yeah, this node is kind of a hellish node, fortunately. And yeah, Sony Vegas the recording the mic recording is not that synced up to the where it was actually showing on the video, unfortunately. But it does its work, I guess. It's not the best, unfortunately, but hey, it's alright. Minor desyncs, I mean, it's not like I'm doing a play-by-play or anything. Still doing this fleet. This fleet, I eventually switched this up. In fact, I actually go through many different fleets for E6. All of them are with their own advantages and disadvantages, and some are just, you know, experimental. Yamato is, unfortunately, orange is never a good thing, because when she's orange, you lose some of your power. Seems to be more prevalent in for, you know, the players' fleets than the enemy fleets. Also red means they can't attack in night either, which is by far the most important thing. Which is the whole reason why your CLTs are in their flagship position, so they have the chance to survive in today's battle to be able to put the boss. This boss is a tough boss. This boss is, you know, infamous, pretty much at this point. Not only was she in the last event, cock-blocking the boss, she's in this event as the final boss, and later on you'll see someone else if you haven't heard already. So yeah, we go into here, now we said orange. Nagato is also an orange, so she might not even get a chance to attack. You know, flares, night battle equipment, depending on your situation, you know, it might be better off putting more line of sight, so you might have it. So yeah, see, orange, you know, her cutting ability doesn't do as much potential damage, because, you know, only did, you know, at least she got it off before, you know, that. Nagato herself is able to do some damage, so, you know, that's a decent amount of scratch damage, more than 50%, so next time we do a scratch damage, theoretically, you know, it should take her down another 50%. That's what you, but that's only in theory, because in practice, you know, in practice that doesn't always happen. See, I'm still using this fleet, which is just has a whole bunch of failures at once, so this is pretty much E6. You know, you get maybe the 20 to 30% chance of making it to the boss, then you got, you know, a certain chance, at least for the except for the final kill, you got it's a significant chance to kill the boss. Scratch damage, well, it's the, you know, you want to kill the boss, you know, that's bigger. I mean, you gotta get 10 kills, that's a lot of kills. So you don't want to do as much damage as you can as possible. Yeah. Initial torpedo phase, you know, I mean, Tatami's and Or's initial torpedo attack, you know, it does still feel more powerful than what Kiso is ever capable of, but you know, it's still, you know, can potentially do nothing at all. But it's also potential of doing a lot. Thankfully, this is affected by torpedoes, unlike other bosses. You know, this is what I'm expecting from the next event. The next event's gonna be similar to this, except the boss is immune to torpedoes. Which means you're gonna, you know, double attack. You know, you can still do double attack though. Because double attack itself can still do a lot of damage. I mean, the double attack from torpedo cruiser on this boss, you know, it can still do potentially 300 damage. If you're lucky, I think in theory it could one shot. I mean, if you're green and you double attack the boss, you know, maybe you could do 200 times 200. Potentially. In theory, if you get like, you have to, you know, it's a roll of dice, you gotta get lucky to do it. And you know, cut in, it's always nice, does quite a lot of damage. You know, but orange, she does a lot less damage than orange than, you know, otherwise. You know, Yamato, you know, when she's green, she can see her double attack already is capable of doing 200. Can you imagine a torpedo cruiser's double attack? Because Nate Battle is calculated being a firepower plus torpedo, and also has a smaller cap. So yeah, this late, you know, I show off the, you know, picking the formation so you can actually see which which route it took, if it took the north or the south route. Scouts do their job, we take down aircraft, etc, etc. Torpedo, you know, killing woe is always nice. Disabling is fine, and green tea, you know, green tea did some sort of work so far. You know, and we were able to take out both a battleship and, you know, unfortunately that didn't happen though. Thankfully, but you know, Nagato already did her work and already did a lot of damage to the boss by herself. Now we just have to hope our carriers can take out the battleships before the next shelling phase. You know, they're fine now. And then yeah, pretty much, you know, this thing. You know, I was thinking, you know, maybe there's a chance I could kill it in the day battle. You know, but you know, with no double attack from your Yamato, it's kind of unlikely. And yeah, our carriers still are not that, you know, powerful, even though they, you know, their standard carriers have a lot of firepower themselves. You know, they just don't have, you know, probably they don't have the best equipment, because their equipment's pretty much just, you know, Reipu and Sarens, followed by a single bomber each. So, you know, night battle equipment activates here, but pretty much, yeah. Cuttin, well, this time full health Katami. We can see how much Cuttin could potentially do when she's in perfect condition. Hey, 286. That's like the smaller range of potential damage. Another range, it could also range to one shot on the boss at full health. So I wonder, maybe having the boss in orange actually reduces its armor, but you know, maybe that could also be a thing. But the biggest thing is you want E-6. It's hard to do without torpedo cruiser, pretty much. It's possible, I think. Also, yeah, those initial air phase can be a big thing, especially when your armored carrier gets hit to red instead of orange, which would be superior if it was, you know, orange, because, you know, armor can still attack. Green tea, both battleships down, you know, did their best. Boss attacks the king from, you know, Taiho, which is already red, which is pretty much the best thing you can hope for. Woe is still up, unfortunately, because, you know, the standard carrier is a potential threat. Any carrier is a potential threat. See? I told you. Potential threat, and it, you know, became a literal threat. But it's, you know, Akagi is better than Nagato or Yamato, and that deals with everybody else. Kaga gets one attack off. Does 71 damage, that's not bad. And also that as well. It's literally like what? Yeah, Kodami is 1 HP away from being orange, actually, I think. I mean, 43 divided by 2. It's like what, 21.5? Cuttin, Renesuke Cuttin. Yeah, Cuttin. That was nice. So yeah, Cuttin, you saw right there, did almost 500 damage. Like, you know, pretty much confirms for me that the PO Cruiser can one-shot the boss. And here we are back in hell though, unfortunately. And yeah, this boss, this node, I mean, come on. And then this happens as well, so yeah. And fleets are switched up. Bringing light carrier fleet this time around. The boss with 2 light carriers, you know, it's all from now on. You know, pretty much I'm always anytime I make it a boss, it's pretty much the north route this time from now on. And with 2 light carriers, it's guaranteed north route. So yeah, I also bring in 2 torpedo cruisers this time because theoretically, you know, double torpedo cruisers should theoretically do double the damage, right? Of course, you know, in practicality, that's not gonna happen because, you know, the idea with the hero in the flagship position is to make her less likely to be attacked, because she's the weakest I have. I mean, seriously, she's not even remodeled, which means she's really low level. As you can see, Tyro's here as well to do some damage, you know, take out some of their stuff like that. And you know, Rujo, it's not the high level herself either. Not her second remodel, but you know, she's at least she's more than double the level of heal, which is, you know, a big thing. And you know, flagship position, you know, helps protect my light carrier from being one shot, because that's, you know, torpedo cruisers, COTs, they're level Kitami and Ore, they're both level 99. Their evasion is high, they can dodge hits. They can dodge hits pretty fine. The number isn't red yet, but unfortunately, since, you know, light carriers in the flagship position, the boss gets the first attack, which could potentially knock them to red. Like that. No, not like that actually. So now we can see how much Ore that can do in red. I mean orange. You know, 144. If she did that twice, that'd be almost 300 damage. And yeah, you know, together they take out the boss for another kill. 22 sorties and light carriers show themselves to be, you know, a liability as you saw there, but you know, they're needed for compass rigging pretty much, because the north route is pretty much the safer route. I mean, yes, the boss Yorktown is capable of one-shotting anybody, but the night node, well, the night node, you can't even. You got so many attacks coming in. I mean, you have to be. It's pretty much a gamble in the night node. It's pretty much a gamble node. I mean, you could potentially get more lucky than the Yorktown node if you're lucky, but yeah. And here you see the disadvantage of having not your torpedo cruiser in flag position. You lose one of them for a night battle. You know, there's also the advantage of having 2 of them though. That, you know, one of them, you know, unfortunately though, now one's orange, the other's red, which is a lot of lost damage potentially. Tayo is here, you know, she can take out some of the darkness in the daytime. Light carriers, you know, I still don't find them to be that powerful. You know, times like this I regret taking Shitos and Chiyoda for AL and not saving them for E-6. Because I was thinking though, I was thinking I have 7 carriers. I take 4 to midway and 3 to E6 surely. Surely that would work, but I mean, I was thinking from what I saw, I was thinking the night battle nodes, so you know, it's not that bad. I mean, I was thinking I've done night battles before in E4 fall E4, but then I remembered I failed that fall event. Night battles, man. I mean, just look at this. I mean, I've only been so why I'm saying night battle because we didn't take the night battle route. But you know, this night battle, however, it's not the best night battle. We barely did any splash damage, not even 50%. It's like, if I remember correctly, the calculations based on the other time I did scratch damage, where it was like, you know, over I think 70-something% of their HP, combined with this amount of scratch damage, it's like not enough for doesn't even add up to a full kill, unfortunately. So light carriers are both orange, you know. They probably got hit by the bot from Yorktown or something. You know, the surprising thing about Yorktown is it feels like when Yorktown attacks Kitami, or usually those 2 pretty much. I mean, you know, we see, you know, sometimes they get knocked red, but it feels like most of the time they get either dodge the hit or they just get to hit the orange. despite the fact they have less armor and HP than you know, Taiho or Nagato, who both been one-shotted before. So yeah, I mean, you can't even say it's the levels. I mean, because Nagato's level's 98. That extra level not gonna do much for her. Especially she got pretty red here. So you know, we lost another potential damage from Knight. And you know, and you also have the problem of the fact that there is 3 targets, which makes Knight battle even more horrible. So as you can see, this fleet, the first fleet I was using, you know, had more reliable damage. You know, oftentimes they can, you know, kill the boss or do a lot of damage to the boss. While this fleet, you know, has this disadvantage of, you know, it seems more reliable of getting to the boss, but you know, I mean, luckily Yamato attacked the boss that time, but or did not. So you know, it did do some scratch damage, which adds up for the other 2 scratch damage to actually add up to a kill this time. And then Taiho is already in orange, so you know that's kind of expected. And this time, yeah, this initial air phase, it's in orange. Those torpedoes, man. And that, and this. You know, those were actually the first times that. Also this, but those were the first times their first node. Those nodes actually put into red. So yeah, you know, you can see that a lot of footage from those battles were cut out to actually shorten the video. Also that. And that. And that. So yeah, sorry T33. In many days. Right, we finally made it to boss again. With the same fleet. And here is also you know, finally got remodeled. The unfortunate thing about remodeling her is that you gotta re-sparkle her again. That she was already sparkled. So which is unfortunate, but hey, I was thinking the remodel should be better because it increases the capabilities. Even though if I don't have exactly their, in a lot of, I mean most of the modernization, the drops we receive on 1-1 and this map is, you know, that usually, I mean if I get heavy cruiser from E-6, you know I can get firepower from 1-1. Usually you just get destroyed and you know you can't really, her firepower is not even maxed out. Not even at the end of the event, it's not maxed out, unfortunately. Takes the damage, which is good because, you know, my CBLs, they are usually not the ones who do the most damage anyways. They generally, you know, they don't do it a ton. Because if they're orange, that means, you know, my other ships are not orange or red, which means they can do hits. Also, I just noticed this fleet, yeah. I took out Yamato at this part because I was thinking, since the north route, the Yorktown's big problem from having a battleship is that she gets 2 attacks, which means 2 chances to one-shot. But by having, you know, Kaga instead of Yamato, I was thinking with, you know, no battleship, which means, you know, better chance of survivability of making it to the boss. But the problem is, now that we made it to the boss, killing is kind of not the best thing. Thankfully, or hit the boss for a bit, and then, you know, that happens as well, which is really lucky actually. Woe tries to attack a knight. No, she Woe class, even her knight attack, you know, never seems to do anything. So we're back to this sort of fleet. We switched out ore for Nagato because, you know, and then that happens. But yeah, I switched out ore. Nagato is still a crit magnet, unfortunately. Everybody's a crit magnet. We made it to boss eventually though with that sort of fleet. Well, actually not that kind of fleet. I gave up on that fleet actually, and we switched to this fleet instead. So it's back to the 3 carrier setup, but I still, you know, I still took the north route because, you know, I don't think I ever survived a middle route anymore after this. So I was thinking, you know, I was thinking, you know, this fleet should work, right? I got carriers, they can do a lot of damage, and I also got 2 torpedo cruisers, we can do a lot of damage. I put ore in the flagship position because I was thinking, you know, she's the weakest technically. Though luck doesn't really, you know, seem to help much in actual day battle. I mean I think the only thing I know luck it's confirmed to do is affect cut-ins. And other than that though, I don't know. Thankfully our spear cruisers at the moment, they're both green. And they're still green, so that is good. The big problem here, however, is that with Yamato Red, we miss, missing damage. And unfortunately, they both hit the boss with that, which is I consider unfortunate, because if they took out the battleships with those, it means they only target the boss, which would be they probably kill the boss if there was no other target left. But unfortunately, cut in, but on who? The wrong target, which is unfortunate, because that would have killed the boss. But the fleet itself seems like a good composition. Or unfortunately got one shot, but she wasn't at full health HP, I'm fairly sure, unfortunately. Because Tapio or Kitami, whenever they're at full HP, they never seem to get one-shotted that often. I say never, and then I say that often, but you know what I mean. I did the boss again though. Everybody's green this time, which is good. Until that happened, now Oris and orange, yellow. But she's flagship, so theoretically she won't eat a crit. In theory, we can potentially take our battleship there, as we did. Dodge that, thankfully. Now we got that to deal with. Well, now we have that. And no minor damage, so this is a good sortie so far. We haven't reached the final kill just yet, but after this should theoretically do enough damage to, I think at this point it was any sort of scratch damage is enough to bring her down to the past the 9 total, 360 damage out of 44,000. So yeah. So really, I don't think I actually have to kill the boss here. Just need to do like a bit of scratch damage, and it's pretty much I'm already on the way to getting the final kill. So yeah, you see, yes, if this was the final kill, it'd be nice. I mean, if I made it the final kill, except if with this sort of setup, it would be nice because Yamato or Kitami, they're both in not even orange. That's pretty much the best I could hope for. And we see here, loads of damage. That kind of damage, you would think, double CRTs is the best you could do. And then, loads of reds, loads of crits. Everybody's seeing a crit. We got a night battle as well once. Made the boss this time though. With this same fleet setup, we got 2 torpedo cruisers. Fortunately, Kitami's in orange right now. You know what that means? She's gonna eat a crit. Oh, she doesn't even have to eat a crit. She just, takes a rock. She gets touched, a scratch to red at this point, which is, Sunshine. Akagi also takes a crit. Akagi, Kaga, Taiho, Nagato, they're all crit matters, and final kill, we get boss support. Does some damage to the boss, but that doesn't matter anymore. That also is a horrible target. At least it did take out one destroyer, but unfortunately, that's not the big thing. I mean, but it's not that bad yet. Night battle could still potentially yield us a victory, right? Because Ori's in green, Yamato's in green. If we can take out some of the not targets in the day battle, we could potentially, and so actually Yamato, wants to kill that one. We could take out those battleships and those destroyers. Things would be good, right? Because that means less targets per night. So that battleship is done. And then Taiho, doesn't attack the destroyer, or doesn't torpedo the destroyer. That's unfortunate because we have 3 targets right now. And as you can see right now, we're gonna see this attack. Once you buy more torpedoes, she's gonna double attack the boss. She didn't choke, but Yamato, now if she attacked the boss, which she does not, she could have killed the boss. You see, she did enough damage as well to kill the boss, and yeah, cut-ins, they usually don't miss unless you have protection. But yeah, Yamato pretty much choked. Attacked the wrong one. It could have been over right then and then. In hindsight though, it's not that bad because I keep reading about these people who are like 100. I keep reading about people who have tried to kill who has been on their final kills for 100 sorties, have used up hundreds and thousands of resources, and in theory, in hindsight, compared to other people, it's not that bad. We got a proper support fleet this time with Nagato in front this time, because you know I forgot Nagato was off you know, actual main fleet and put in the support when I realized that. You know, they did work. We're in the same position though of one of our torpedo cruisers not being able to do anything at night. There is the advantage of having less targets though. Destroyers are pretty much gonna be dead by the end of the day. Tyros is orange, but you know she's armored, so she can still launch some aircraft. That destroyer is still alive. Akagi, what are you gonna target? Yeah, the destroyer is just trying to do nothing right now. So yeah, if we could take out the destroyer, that'd be nice. Thankfully, you know, something good happened. Well, I say good, but you know, not necessarily good. So now, you know, this is ideal. If Katami does not choke, things will go well, right? We got flares, we got night plane active, things are looking good, right? Yamato can also, you know, come in and save the day if necessary. You know, if she hits the right one, but she doesn't, so Yamato can't even do enough damage. Let's see when she's not red. It wasn't Yamato. But yeah, it's pretty much, that's it. We can't kill the boss. Just run. Yamato does hit the right one though. But unfortunately, I mean, look at that HP. Not good. If Katami just hit the right one, and with a cut-in, would have been fine. At least we waited the boss again. Same fleet for now. Now we know we've seen that this fleet, you know, it has potential. But you know, the problem with two CLTs is they're both, in a way, they're still both glass cannons. I mean, they have decent survivability of surviving, you know, to the boss. But once they're at the boss, you know, they can potentially easily get hit. Only one destroyer was killed that time. And you know, we got them to orange, which is not that bad. So green crossed their T. No, it doesn't help if I miss though. Yamato, I'm talking to you. As we saw there, yeah. Doesn't, you know, green T, it's not the most useful thing. I mean, theoretically you think it would be good, but you know, it doesn't increase accuracy and also increases their damage. So you know, it also doesn't increase their accuracy either though, because you know, they're also missing a lot. Those destroyers have a really good avoidance, but not good enough that time. So they were trying to protect the boss. But yeah, see, the green T causes problems like that. And ore is probably not gonna ring orange, yeah. So, but you know, we saw Katami. She's in full HP. She can still do it. We know she can do over 400 damage. But you know, it's still a case of, can I get lucky enough? Because, yeah, she didn't know how to do 400 damage just now. And I was thinking, you know, I was thinking she targeted the boss dead, right? Right? Now we just got a cut in, right? Things could possibly go right now, right? And not even cut in. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then, you know, they just, you know, add insult to injury. Not really though. What would be insult to injury would be attacking Kaga, because that would have been, if Kaga's at full HP, if they attack Kaga right then, that would have been more resources to repair. But here we are. Brand new fleet. All sparkled, as you know. I didn't mention it earlier, but yeah. I saw for the E-6, I sparkled fully. It's a new fleet. We see Hyuga, you know. I did say, no, you're gonna be used. I did tell her that I didn't use you in AL because you don't want to save you for E6. And you know, she gets finally used. You got Hyuga in front, you know, she's by far the weakest battleship, and you know, battleships, I mean, Nagato's a crit magnet already, we've seen that enough. Rugel and Hiryu are both equipped with repair teams. Nagato's there as well. They're both, I wasn't exactly expecting much for this, because this was kind of more of experimental. They did, you know, experimenting if I could, you know, do it. For now it doesn't look good, but, you know, you see them showing this thing. We got 3 battleships, 3 powerful battleships. Hyuga herself is level 60 something right now. And you know, we see she can do lots of damage on her own already. Hyuga is, you know, credit to team. Saved her for this pretty much this situation. Well, not really. Saved her just in case I needed her. Pretty much. She also gets MVP, also experience, get a drop, etc, etc. Drops aren't really, I mean, there was only one significant drop I got on this map, which was Mario, the luck submarine, which you botanize for luck, pretty much. It's also good for expeditions, because you know, you can save more resources, you can pretty much increase your profit by using them for expeditions. The submarine node, 6 submarine node is the superior one because line abreast is pretty much less accurate than echelon, even if at least it feels like that way. Fairly sure it's also proven as well. Fairly sure on the wiki, you know, it says stuff about, you know, what it does, and I'm fairly sure line abreast, you know, the accuracy is less. And yeah, Katami's always guaranteed to get MVP on this, because as you can see, Hiryu and Ryujo did not attack, which means they have no bombers. Because they have repair teams. That means only 3, that means 6 slots left for aircraft. We also need at least 110 in, I wanted more than 110 equipment line site to be happy, so you know, they got equipped Sorens, and I wanted some Reipu because I really did not want, because it's 2 light carriers, so we're getting to the north route. And you know, I don't want them to have air superiority, because we've already seen that the air phase, her torpedo bombs, they just, you know, torpedo us to doom. Now funny thing about these repair teams, I put them on my destroyers in Springs E4 once. And what happened then was, I pretty much made it a boss node. After I equipped them, I made it a boss node with nobody in red, and then killed the boss. So pretty much, repair teams are a good luck charm, at least for me. So it feels like to me. They're just, you know, when I equip them, you know, it's like instead of, you know, saving them from being sunk, it literally just stops them from being put to in that situation in the first place. So look, dodge that. You know, she did flag protection, which was kind of unnecessary. Okay, may have been good though that, you know, flash protection activated there, because who knows what could have happened if, you know, it actually hit Hyuga. Nagato managed to dodge that even though she's like usually a crit magnet. See, X crit magnet, and whoa, you know, it's the last threat we had, and misses Yamato, which is, you know, this is pretty much the best we could have hoped for. You know this A rank, because you know, if you have 6 fleets, you got sync 4 of syncs to A rank, so yeah, that's also good. I mean, just look at this. We made it to the boss. Everybody's fine, except Kitami. She's at this point my biggest worry, because she's literally doesn't need a lot of damage to, you know, take her from the night battle. I mean, you know, she won't be Operation Night Battle. She takes even the slight amount of damage, but you know, it's now or never. I mean, this was kind of, to be honest, unexpected with this. I mean, this fleet, I was thinking 3 battleships. I was thinking, you know, I was thinking, you know, it always felt like they were bigger crit magnets than, you know, anyone else. You know, they felt like they felt like glass battleships than anything else, to be honest. But you know, we made it. We made it here. Light carriers are both green, not that it matters. You know, ideal situation here is that, you know, they target my light carriers because they don't even have any offensive power at all. They have no bombers, no nothing. Support fleet. Akagi, you know, she's leading it with my light carrier, with my standing carriers. I mean, Akagi and Kaga, their firepower is the same. It's just that Kaga has more can hold more airplanes, but it doesn't matter how much airplanes you have. So Akagi uses less resources, so I put Akagi there. Taiho has firepower, so she's there as well. Kagi's actually also in orange right now, so she's, you know, when she appears for some support, it, you know, just shows her default, right? I guess. So you know, things aren't looking the best so far, unfortunately. So right now, but now they're starting to target the light carriers. You know, just run in there and take the hits for me, please. Did some damage to you, not that it matters. So you know, not the best we could hope for, but we take out that. That's a good thing. It's one less target. So right now we got 3 targets, but we have 4 ships that can attack in night battle. Hyuga, what are you gonna do? Also, we have nice cover no flares, because you know, it doesn't Flares does not add analyze it. So Hugo, you know, she doesn't attack, you know, the battleship, which would be nice. But now Nagato took out one target, which means 2 less targets for Yamato and Kitami. No, we don't. Kitami's in orange, so she can't one-shot the boss at this situation. But Yamato and cut in the clutch. So yeah, clutch. Finally, MVP. You know, I would say Katami's the MVP, but you know, Yamato, you know, she deserves it, I guess, as well. I mean, without her, if Yamato didn't attack, you know, the right one either, Katami also wouldn't have done enough damage to kill the boss either. So you know, she did good, pretty much. We get another one. We get another one of these 41cm prototype guns, which is, you know, it seems like a pretty nice gun. Probably put in Nagato whenever I use her, or whoever battleships I'm using. Yamato's gonna get 46cm cannons though. Ideally, I probably still equip them with 46cm cannons if I have them though. I'll equip them with that gun if, you know, if I have no more 46 guns. What I need to do now though is probably craft some radar. And reward. No, I'll be honest, we've seen better rewards. We haven't seen really a best rewards in a long time. To be honest, in my opinion. But yeah, Hilga, you know, I only used you for this last one, but you proved to be worth it. And I show my equipment. So Hilga's the one of the Night Scout and 46cm cannons. Because she doesn't have that much firepower as an aviation battleship. Yet Nagato has the prototype 41 cannon and, you know, the 2 scouts as well with 46 guns. You already know what she has. Cut in and repair team with 2, you know, some Raipu as well. Support fleet, you know, what planes I have. Had to go with a torpedo bomber when I ran out, you know, the big 10 dive bomber ones. 41cm cannons because I don't have them with 46. And yeah, net change in resources for E-6. Loads of fuel, 45k fuel, which is a lot. Loads of 13k ammo, 36k steel, 10k bauxite, pretty much, and 145 buckets. Which isn't, to be honest, the fuel cost was bad, steel cost was pretty bad. The buckets itself, not a lot of buckets. The net change in resources for the entire field, so like the current resources minus the resources I had at the start. 50k fuel. I actually gained ammo somehow, because you have to remember between maps expeditions get my resources back. Steel boxes, buckets, yeah, you know. And then the next one is the addition. I added up the net change in resources for every map, added them together to get this number. So, you know, I guess if there's like no break between each map, this would be the resources I use. Lots of fuel, lots of steel, the similar kind of bauxite and ammo and buckets. But this has been E6, and see you guys later, and good night.